What's up, guys? So I'm sitting here with Kevin Farley. He's in town. Sold out 2 nights in a row in Winchester.
Give it for Kevin Farley, everybody. I said to my buddy, I'm at the country inn over there at Winchester. He goes, yeah, I stayed there. I go, you did? He goes, yeah. The place is haunted. I go, fuck you, man. I go, don't tell me that. Come on. I go, I'm not going to be able to sleep. I go, how do you know it's haunted? And he goes, because I stayed there last year and I saw this guy from the 1800s with a lantern at the end of the hallway going like this. I said, what the fuck? I go, why are all ghosts from the 1800s? Why can't it be a guy with an iPad going, I got hit by a train last night?
Sorry we couldn't have better weather for you. How's your trip in?
Not bad. We came in here yesterday. Erwin picked me up, and that was nice of him. And it started to rain today, and it's coming down pretty hard right now, but hopefully we'll get a crowd in there. I think we will.
Sounds like you're kind of popular because it's already starting to fill up in there. So
yeah, it's about half full already, so we got a little ways to go, so that's good.
So with our media, what we like to do, we're from a small town. We're all super passionate about just different forms of art. And I know comedy is definitely a form of that where not everybody's exposed to it. So just kind of starting from back in the day, I know you're from like the Midwest. Was that an area where that was super popular? Was there a lot of places for you to go and kind of express that in the town where you grew up?
Not where I grew up in Madison, Wisconsin. There's a university there, but there wasn't a lot of experimental theater. I had to go to Chicago at the Second City down there. That's where I kind of learned improv and I learned how to do sketches and scenes and that kind of thing. And that's kind of where I cut my teeth in Chicago.
So for someone like me, like I'm from a small town, I'm super passionate about this. I have a job, but I dream about just wanting to do this kind of stuff all the time. Did you ever hit a point in your life where you were like, I'm doing something that's super stable, but I'm really passionate about this other thing and I kind of want to move to Chicago? And what was the kind of driving force or that tipping point that made you want to go ahead and like pursue your dream?
Well, just don't be stable. You have to sort of let that stable thing go, because there's no stability in what I do. So I just learned to live like that, you know, and for a long time it was ramen noodles or less. And for a long time I was living on couches and yeah, for a while it was like that. But I just learned to, you know, and anybody in your life, in my life anyway, I would say this is what I'm doing. And so I don't have any money, so let's go Dutch.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Kind of like that. So that was the way it was for a while, you know, and then a lot of free shows, a lot of benefits, a lot of classes, so that was it for many years.
And he goes, can I ask you a question? I go, yeah, what? And he goes, do you like wrestling? I'm like, what the hell? I go, yeah, I guess so. I don't know. He goes, there ain't no timeouts in wrestling. I never thought of that, but you're right. You're right.
So I know, like, just kind of researching your history, I know you're into a lot of things. You're acting, you do some voiceover stuff, you also do stand-up, you're traveling around the East Coast right now doing a lot of that. Where is most of your time and your energy lie right now? Like, where's your passion? Is it spread out between all of those things, or is there one thing that's kind of more your focus or where you want to put most of your energy into kind of moving into the future?
Right now, I am mostly stand-up on the weekends, but I just got a movie the other day that I'll be starting next week in Los Angeles called My Two Genies, and I play one of the genies, and it's kind of a kid's film, but it's a real low-budget film that I really like the script, and so I primarily am an actor. You know, I like to act, but stand-up I started maybe 6 years ago, and I've gotten real passionate about it, so I do a lot more. I do a stand-up on the weekends, and then, you know, if a project comes along, what's real good, that's TV or film, I'll look at it, but at least now with stand-up, I can pick a good one, you know. I've done a lot of, as you can see my resume, I've done a lot of peculiar movies over the years. I think I did a movie called Fart. Yeah. Yeah, which, you know, that's one of those paycheck movies that you do, you know. So Yeah. So, but right now, I like doing stand up, and then I choose the projects I like. So I'll start this movie next week, and we'll go from there. And I also do a voiceover on Netflix. F is for Family, and that'll start out. We just started our 3rd season. We just aired it, so we'll start up our 4th season this year, which will be fun.
That's really awesome. I have a question from a performing standpoint. So, like, I do music, and I could only imagine, like, when you're on stage, you have so many things at your disposal to kind of impact the crowd. You can use your body language, you can use props, you can use things like that. But when you're doing voiceover, really, your inflection and your energy with your voice is all you have. Do you think it's harder to do that? You have to be more aware, more skilled, or do you think it's just a different form of comedy or a different form of performance?
I think it's easier in some ways because you don't have to worry about your physicality. Yeah. But it's harder in other ways because you have to express that physicality in your voice. Mm-hmm. So you just have to transfer. I mean, even though when I'm in the booth or whatever, I'm moving around and that kind of thing. So just try to get your vocals to match up the physicality of the cartoon that you're doing. But I think it is a lot easier in a lot of ways because I can come in my pajamas and wear my flip-flops, and it's pretty fun that way. Just kind of hang out. It's pretty easy. It's not as and also not as time-consuming as an acting job.
That's pretty awesome. So for somebody like, let's say somebody that's younger, they're getting into, let's say it's stand-up or music or anything where you have to be in front of people. Have you ever had a moment where you kind of like had a really hard time on stage where people weren't responding to your stuff and you kind of had to push through that? Like, can you give people advice about that? Because I know I had some times like that and it was a little hard for me to deal with. So you have any advice for people like that may have had some of those moments?
Snap on them.
Yeah, go for
Lose your shit. I do that all the time.
He starts walking at me. I don't know what to do, so I act like I'm crazy. I'm like, stay away from me! I'll shit all over your gas station! Just stay where you are! I was trying to protect my poop, I don't want to hear it.
I try not to do it too much, but if it gets out of hand, because that's funny too. They want to see, it's a blood sport, so they'd like to see somebody snap and lose their stuff, So, snap on them. Yeah.
Take that energy back. I like it.
Or direct it out towards them. Get them kicked out. Snap on them. Don't get any violence. I don't advocate violence. But, I always think it's funny when comics freak out, snap out. Yeah. It's funny.
There you go. You get some content.
I don't advocate heckling, but if you're going to heckle me, you better beware.
Be willing to get what you can take. Nah.
Dish it out as much as
I like it. I like it. Yeah. Well, for anybody, and like we try to put this content out for people in our town that you don't really see a lot of people supporting people doing art or giving advice for kids that want to do this. And I know I've never run into anybody that has a place to do comedy around here. So if there's somebody like from a town like this that's trying to get into that, what would your like best advice be for them, like a first step of something they could do to start trying to get out there and do something like that?
Just go around people that you think are good and hang out with them, and then go on stage and learn from them. Hang out with the people that you think are good, that you want to hang out with, you want to be, collaborate with. If you see a person on stage, you're like, oh, I like that guy or that girl, and she's good, and I'd like to, pair up with her and do something with her or follow her or do something like that. I mean, that's always the best thing to do. And then just get as much stage time as possible, and get up there and get used to it.
That's awesome. Well, before we wrap this up, is there anything kind of that you have looking forward to other than the movie? Anything you want to tell the people about, just to kind of that they should be looking for, or you want to kind of show them where to find any of the stuff about your upcoming shows or anything like that?
Well, you can always go to my website, Kevin Farley Official, and you can go to my Twitter. I'm Kevin Farley, and my Instagram is Kev Farls, and so you can find me on that, or Facebook. I'm Kevin Farley on Facebook, so you can find that. That's where all my stuff is, and I think I'm in. Where am I after this? Oh boy, I got to go to Los Angeles, and then I'm going to go to Dallas.
Looking forward to some warmer weather over there.
Yeah, it'll be 70 and sunny. I like it. Yeah.
I'm jealous. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, I lived in LA for 20 years, and after a while, it gets a little dull. Yeah.
Well, Kevin, I really appreciate your time. Good luck tonight. This was a great interview. We're going to go watch this guy kill it tonight. All right. See you guys later.
I sent a dick pic to a gal the other night. And the bad news is I got a dick pic back. Thank you. Good night.